The headlines. IDP stage protests in front of Kodompokpi Sports Complex relief camp seeking their rightful amenities. No impressive achievement, only attempts to break Manipur or Joy slams previous BJP government. Good afternoon. Welcome to Pm-Istv English News. I'm Survula Kangavam. Let's see the news in detail. Internally displaced people of Lamding Higher Secondary School Relief Camp and Kodompokpi Sports Complex Relief Camp staged sit-in protest in front of the Kodompokpi Sports Complex Relief Camp, demanding their entitled facilities. The IDPs have served a 3-day ultimatum to the DC of Thoubal to release the entitled amenities, otherwise cautioned of leaving relief camp and returning to their native place. An IDP named Ningthaujam Ango told media persons that on 10th September, the IDPs, the committee members of the relief camps, held meeting with the Deputy Commissioner of Thoubal District. During the meeting, the DC had assured that ration for the IDPs will be released from 1st October 2025. However, the DC flipped her stance on October 3 in another gathering, saying the district administration would instead disburse it from November, he informed. Condemning the DC for not keeping her promise, the IDPs launched the agitation today, he said. The IDPs also highlighted the challenges they have been facing after they were left homeless and displaced owing to the Manipur conflict. They urged the authority concerned to give cash in hand instead of ration so that they can manage their household effectively.
September ki tang tarada DC ga aikogi Kodompokpi gi relief camp gi committee amadi aikogi IDP gi mute chingtharaga unaraga wari saba matamda DC na aikogi awaba si yengbiraga seng hawai sarkar na piri base o arani nakhoi par pitta nongmada mi magi pasam sama sabiraga nakhoi na kaithen kajaro hairakpadagi aikogi IDP mayam harauduna October gi date 1 dagi sarasi aduga sakriba aikogi September gi walauruba sarkhare sigi aikoi sengja lausi jarure aduna seng chak ase loiraba matung October gi date 1 dagi saba horani haira takirapdagi aikoi harau laaga aikoi gi leiriba IDP mayamda aikoi na harau tayamba DC bu thagat wai phongro khaba matungda ikhang khangaudana chaliba si October gi tang 3 da athuba emergency meeting call leire hairaga tawbiraga aikoi bu adugi chakthung ado piba ngamaroi mathang thagi date 1 dagi sarani ana hairapdagi medam goina seng chak piba sunati aigi angang gi like tamba mayanggi ana ayegyaw kum tamda puba ngamdaba seng hawai dunadi doctor takpada hidak lebe yate school gi fee ben bara di seng hawai duna puba yadabanina koi paisa hoina ontok piro chak tu thongaga thumda tolaga saraga su isa semauge ana ayeg jingjage ana thamjabani masida disina aise aikoi gidu pai leite tangwan sida yaragadi yare yadragadi noi tawninga taw haibadagi aikoi paisa honarba IDP mayam sida thoroga soro sida process tawbani.
Another IDP named Leshangtem Tamem said the IDPs have been seeking shelter in relief camps for over 2 years and the government seemed to neglect the plight of the IDPs. She also called upon the authority concerned to provide the same amenities the IDPs of Imphal East and Imphal West are receiving at their relief camps.
Aikoi sarkar na piriba cheng hawai che aikoi pamdre aikoi da aikoi ye chakthung haibadi aikoi da paisa oina sabiduna aikoi bu kaithen kahan biu adu natragadi Lamding Higher Secondary School da hangiba lilikiam amadi Kodompokpi da leiba lilikiam anina aikoi makhan makha kaya ge aikoi khongjang changchilakani.
Congress leader and senior politician Okram Joy criticized the previous BJP government, stating that it had failed to accomplish anything noteworthy and had instead endeavored to fragment Manipur. The senior politician was attending a signature campaign held at Awang Jiri in Konthaujam Assembly constituency in connection with Congress nationwide signature campaign, Vote Chor Gadi Chor. President of MPCC K. Megachandra, General Secretary of AICC Manipur in charge Christopher Trilok, and many eminent leaders of Congress also took part in the campaign. Joy further alleged that the BJP had been preoccupying itself with swindling the public, citing the purported misappropriation of funds meant for the Manipur Assembly and internally displaced persons. He stated that the BJP MLAs who had pledged to protect Manipur's integrity were now attempting to fragment the state, with both central and state leaders remaining silent spectators.
Manipur Kanada Kandori, Manipur Command Kadori, Mayam Akio, State Moy Yaki Mangasi, Masinaji, Manipur Kandam, you are there, Assembly the Amoko Kanadria, Nasi Manipur Tugai, Congress Natia, Communist Natia, Manipur MLA Varaga, Manipur Mantri Waiva, Manipur Tugai, Hajimoy, Masina Highway. Laibaksi Manipur Gakani, Manipur Yaifado Kangani Haigana, Manipur Pradana Takiba, MLA Hukugi Manunda, MLA Tara, BJP the Labour Kamudra Manipur Tugai High. BJP no Huran, there was a labor, Ganga in the board never. Board to the BJP no Huran, there was a labor. Equate Moiram, the Tumla, the Pumungai, Manipur Assembly, the Mo, Namas Jack Labor, the Bakaro Kumapan Kaiten and Naina. I know my other completely new way. Quran, the Sina, Ate, Yanaka, and Ram, the purchase of the Quran, very high assembly of Pagana. Busy the poor people I made. It's all Korea, nothing last, you don't who's us, I just hear that here, I Miro, Isha, Isumea, Alan
Chairman of MPCC Manipur Pradesh, Kishan Laishram Nando said, "It is high time people protect their rights as a citizen of a democratic country by staying away from BJP." He reaffirmed Congress' commitment for the people of Manipur and India.
Supreme Court hai ba thoba si yadi hai ba se har ga phai no lobi nong tani ngasi punamang na miyam amtang thamoi che na Rahul Gandhi ne tokdei thoba se mai pa oresanu hai na amtang follow si long minasi.
In connection with the Wildlife Week 2025, the Central Forest Division, Forest Department Manipur held a cyclothon under the theme "Pedal for the Planet, Protect the Wildlife." The cyclothon commenced from Forest Office Complex Mantripukri after passing through Awang AOC, Hatta, Purairoba Kongnang Makong, Uripok Flyover Road. It concluded at Zoological Garden, Iroisimba. Cyclists of Manipur Adventure and Mountain Biking Association, Cycling Squad and Manipur Royal Humber Cycling Club, Tera, who took part in the cyclothon, were also honored. PCCF and HOFF Anurag Bajpai told media persons that cycling is an eco-friendly mode of transport, a healthy form of exercise, additionally contributing to reduced carbon emissions. He further stated that the state has been observing the Wildlife Week from October 2, and the cyclothon was part of the observance, where it spread a message about conservation of wildlife and maintaining the close relation between humans and other living beings. He added that the closing ceremony of the Wildlife Week will be held at City Convention Center on October 9.
The purpose of the cyclothon, if we see cycle being an eco-friendly product, so we prefer bicycles because it reduces the carbon emissions. Moreover, it is good for health, and it also shows the harmony, the commitment of the people for maintaining the habitat and maintaining the harmony between the human beings and the animals. And there are many cycle rally are being organized in all the districts in Manipur by all the forest divisions. So various programs we are organizing, and on the final day, that is on 9th of October, we will be having various good programs which will certainly good for the protection of wildlife and their conservation in the state.
President of Federation of Haumi Sapomcha Jadumani maintained that all the citizens of India can come and reside in Manipur. However, no external forces can break the integrity of Manipur. He made a statement during the unveiling of the indigenous pillar at Sawombung Kabui Khunjau. Representatives of 25 indigenous communities of Manipur attended the unveiling ceremony. Convener of Core Committee of Federation of Haumi Samuel Rizom and its Vice President Dr. K. Hira Kabui and Chief of Sawombung Kabui Khunjau Gangmumai Kamsong too graced the occasion as the main guest. Sapomcha Jadumani emphasized that preserving Manipur's integrity isn't the responsibility of a single indigenous community. Instead, unity among the state's indigenous groups having Yeksalai is crucial. He added that unity among indigenous communities is vital to overcome the attempts made by outsiders to take over Manipur. Sapomcha Jadumani hoped that the unveiling of the indigenous pillar will give more courage to the people of indigenous communities.
Lamdam Siki, Iramdam Siki Mapu Riba, Lam Siki Mapu Riba, Lam Siki Horokmi Riba, Ipak Iramdam Siki, Yaromi Sing Iramdam Singakatamane, I could Ipa, pushing Iramdam Sida, I could Laiba Hoi Kudimakta, Yaromi Kudimakta, by pushing the Sinabiramba, Iramdam Se, Makwagi Masama Suiriba, Iramdam Siki, Yaromi Kudimanga, Nangmin of Sangi.
The Mayai Lambi, located along National Highway 137A, has remained in pathetic state for a long period due to inaction of the authority concerned. With the road already remaining in bad state, digging it up repeatedly for the Phase 2 sewerage project from Pishumthong to Khagempali has made things worse, turning the area into a hotspot for accidents. Dust particle from the road has been a nuisance to the commuters, and whenever it rains, the road becomes slippery and the potholes are filled with rainwater. Demanding immediate repair of the road, local clubs, Mairapaibis and women vendors from areas of Pishumthong to Khagempali have launched protest by blocking vehicular movement along route. Following the launch of the protest, commuters have been facing immense inconvenience. A women vendor of Pishum Market told ISTB News that with no decent drainage systems bordering it, the road turns into a waterlogged stretch when it pours. Repeated flooding took a toll on the road's condition, and now the road has become prone to road accidents. This has compelled the local clubs and the Mairapaibis to launch the agitation of blocking vehicular movement. She cautioned the protest would persist until the concerned authorities fix the road using a durable approach.
Ahoba adagi sigi kuthabagi drain leitabagi ising thumbaga adagi port hole mayam sida accident thokpa akoi gi imang sida aso apan je asoki matik thoe mayai lambi sida lambian se afaba lambian karai da yauri ge haba port poraga thaba haudragadi police na akoi pharaga jail da namjala su akoi di khongban je chol haloi aduga khachidang melamba su yaroi masi thana manana adagi leben tawraga semak taragadi akoi chungya yaroi Simatek sidang police olamaga yaroi huidom lakai gi Khagempali gi sida choiba akoi ningom lerang pa choiba asigi oinam lakai gi nongdom lakai mapa sida accident hoiba laisabi maya tiba makhong choiba sipuna makse akoi di mitta urabani na ne akoi chongya ya janingdre.
5-day online international workshop on recent advancement in semiconductor and emerging device for chip design kicked off at Dhanamanjuri Platinum Jubilee Hall, PG Science Block. The workshop was jointly organized by Department of Electronic, DMU and IEEE Silchar subsection. Vice Chancellor of the MU Professor Chand Babu, Principal of DM College of Science Professor KSH Birbal, Professor BK Roy of IEEE Silchar subsection Nit Silchar graced the opening of the workshop as dignitaries. Addressing the gathering, Vice Chancellor of the MU Professor Chand Babu highlighted that advancement in semiconductor is highly crucial for the economy, defense technology and day-to-day business operation to sustain and develop. He also spoke about the approval made by Indian Union Cabinet for a total investment of 4,600 crore rupees for 4 new semiconductor projects under the India Semiconductor Mission, specifically under the Semicon India program.
as a scholar, we as an academician, we as a stakeholder of our society and citizens of the country need to embark on this particular train. And we need to sharpen our own skills and knowledge in this particular field.
Speaker of Manipur Legislative Assembly Thokchom Saityabrata has extended his greetings on the occasion of Mera Hokchongba. In his greetings, he said the festival is a symbol of unity and harmony among the indigenous communities of Manipur, the Meitei people and the Hill brothers and sisters. He wished for the celebration to strengthen the bonds between the people and protect the heritage and bring peace and harmony for generations to come. Ahalon Angalon United Haurebi Makhalekai has extended gratefulness towards the Director of Education Est for addressing the shortages at Haurebi Makhalekai High Madrasa. The school had received benches, desks and whiteboards from Education Est. The advisor of Haurebi Makhalekai High Madrasa informed that for many years the school has been reeling without proper infrastructure. The roofs of the classrooms used to leak whenever it rains and the students had no proper desks and benches, he said. After the headmaster and the advisor of the school approached the Director of Education Est to address the shortages, the materials were sent to the school, he said.
Haurebi Makhalekai High Madrasa gi hauji lairiba classroom masing sudabana awaba kharadi adum mayoknari mamanga class 3 to 10 leramani aduba 2019 da government gi thokiba order amagi matungina class 1 to 10 punshin mana maram moiraga school sigi oja sing amadi छात्र सिंगदा अवाब मायुकनरी अवाब मयामसी डायरेक्टर ना कोखन बिबै दमक नमखै लेतना थागतचरी स्कूल असिगी अवार्ड पसिंग मखा तारकपदा अमुक डिमांड तौरकपदा डायरेक्टर गी माइकैदगी अवार्ड पसिंग असि मेंशन बिरकनी हाइबगी चेतना थाजबदुसु थमजरी.
President Draupadi Murmu today presented the MY Bharat National Service Scheme Awards for the year 2022-23 at Rashtrapati Bhavan. She presented 40 awards to NSS units and their program officers and NSS volunteers. The Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports confers the National Service Scheme Awards every year to recognize the exceptional contributions of NSS volunteers, units and program officers in community service and nation building. Union Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports Dr. Mansukh Mandavia was also present on the occasion. NSS is the centrally sector scheme which was launched in 1969 with the primary objective of developing the personality and character of the students' youth through voluntary community service. In Jaipur, a massive fire at the intensive care unit of the trauma center in Sawai Man Singh Hospital has claimed 6 lives. The blaze broke out in the trauma ICU on the 2nd floor last night, where 11 patients were admitted. A nearby semi-ICU had 13 more patients. Trauma center in charge Dr. Anurag Dhakat said the fire was caused by a short circuit and spread rapidly, releasing toxic gases. Hospital staffs, including nursing officers and ward boys, quickly evacuated 24 patients on trolleys. However, 6 critically ill patients, 2 women and 4 men, could not be saved despite prompt rescue and CPR efforts. Dr. Dhakat said most of them were already in a comatose state, and exposure to the toxic fumes made survival nearly impossible. Chief Minister Bhajan Lal Sharma visited the SMS hospital and took stock of the situation. Israel and Hamas will hold indirect talks in Egypt today, raising hopes for a ceasefire as Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu signaled a hostage deal could be near. The negotiations, based on U.S. President Donald Trump's 20-point Gaza peace plan, aim to secure a ceasefire, Israeli troop withdrawal, and a hostages for prisoners exchange. Hamas has agreed in principle to release 48 hostages and disarm in exchange for an end to Israeli military operations. Israel's delegation, led by Ron Dermer, joined the talks alongside a Hamas team and U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said this is the closest they have come to a full hostage release and urged a halt to airstrikes to help the process move forward. U.S. President Trump wrote on his social media platform that Israel Israel has agreed to the initial withdrawal line, which has been shared with Hamas. He added that once Hamas confirms the ceasefire will begin immediately, the hostages and prisoners exchange will start, and the next phase of withdrawal will begin, bringing the region closer to extending the war. Support for a ceasefire grew, with 8 Muslim majority countries backing the plan and the return of the Palestinian Authority to govern Gaza. And before we wind up our top stories once again, IDP staged protests in front of Kodampopi Sports Complex relief camp seeking their rightful amenities. No impressive achievement, only attempts to break Manipur or Joy Slam's previous BJP government. Well, thank you so much for joining with us.